Just do it!
Welcome to The Know, I'm Mica.
I'm Ben.
We've got some massive, giant, enormous, monstrous, gargantuan, big fucking whale-sized Star Wars news this week. The creative duo behind TV's biggest sensation, Game of Thrones, are now going to be writing and producing a whole new Star Wars series of films once they wrap up, you know, the dragons and the thrones and the swords and the...
Good Foley work.
Thank you.
Proud of you.
Yeah.
I'm in. That sounds awesome. Lucasfilms made the announcement yesterday that showrunners David Benioff and D.B. Weiss will now be heading up their own Star Wars movies, which means we've now got 3 known Star Wars series in the works. There's the episode movies, which Lucasfilms refer to as the Skywalker Saga. There's Rian Johnson's spin-off trilogy that is being touted as having no connection to any story, location, or character we've seen before. And now this new series of films from Benioff and Weiss.
Of course, this being the internet, there are going to be mixed reactions to all of this. You don't run a show as big as Game of Thrones and combine it with a property as big as Star Wars without inspiring a lot of feelings on all sides, every side. It's like a little mini Game of Thrones.
I should have expected this.
Yeah.
Some say it's good for Star Wars, some say it's bad for Star Wars, some say it's too much Star Wars, and some are probably just wondering if this means we're gonna get boobs and dragons, which I'm just now making that connection.
I want boobs and dragons. Yep.
Boobs, dragons, Star Wars.
Oh my god, what if instead of ships, it's like space dragons? Space dragons with boobs? Too much?
We'll see.
We'll see. But first, the actual announcement before we get carried away here. The press release was very light on the details. We are talking about Lucasfilm here, but Disney did say the series will be separate from both the Skywalker Saga films and Rian Johnson's spin-off trilogy.
Interesting. Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy said in the press release, David and Dan are some of the best storytellers working today. Their command of complex characters, depth of story, and richness of mythology will break new ground and boldly push Star Wars in ways I find incredibly exciting.
And today we all learned that D in DB stands for Dan. As for when we can expect these movies, the pair won't be able to start working on them until after their obligations with HBO. Game of Thrones ends next year, so these are probably a ways off. So far, the release pattern has been one saga film and then one spin-off, with the spin-offs typically related to the previously established Star Wars stories. Rogue One was about stealing the Death Star plans, and Solo chronicles the youthful adventures of everybody's favorite scoundrel with a heart of gold, and also don't forget Lando.
All right.
Lando's in there.
Oh yeah, Lando looks
amazing.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So everything connects. However, that pattern looks like it's going to end with the release of J.J. Abrams' Episode 9. There's some speculation that Disney's going to take a break from the saga films after 9 and let these new spin-off series take center stage.
And once that happens, who knows if we see much out of the main saga and its characters anymore. Previously, Kathleen Kennedy has said that they're taking a hard look at what comes after 9, and they hope to keep making more films following Rey, Finn, Poe, and more importantly, BB-8, but nothing has been decided.
It's just a matter of time until BB-8 has his own series.
Oh, I'd watch
all
it.
in. I'm all in.
100%.
But then you've got Daisy Ridley, who has made some comments about not exactly wanting to jump right back into more Star Wars once her trilogy contract is up. These could be signs that even if it's a short break, there will be a bit of passing in the reins of terms of what kinds of Star Wars adventures we're going to be getting on the big screen.
There also seems to be a movement away from established characters and locations. To the dismay of a segment of fans, The Last Jedi was all about letting go of the past and forging new roads ahead, and now the only films announced in this franchise are promising to be new and different. There were even rumors of a Ewan McGregor starring Obi-Wan movie, but that has never been confirmed by Lucasfilm, and right now, it doesn't seem to be the direction the studio is heading despite that sweet facial hair.
I got really excited for a second.
Right?
It's hard to imagine a direction more different for Star Wars than Game of Thrones. The show is well known for its graphic and mature content. However, showrunners Benioff and Weiss have shown great talent at adapting a series many thought was unfilmable, juggling a huge cast of characters and handling dramatic arcs just as well as epic fantasy battle scenes.
And boobs. That being said, many fans have given much of the credit of that success to George R. R. Martin's source material. For many, as Benioff and Weiss have run out of book pages, the quality of the show has dropped. There have definitely been some criticisms thrown at the pair due to the most recent season's pacings and character development. But to be fair, if all it took was a great original property, there would be no such thing as a bad adaptation or remake, which we all know isn't true.
We gotta give them props for at least the Jon Snow butt.
Yeah,
It was good. Perfection.
So good.
From a business sense, it's easy to see why this team was attractive to Lucasfilms. They play well in worlds created by someone else. They can juggle big casts and give every character enough room to be fully realized. And they can make a conversation feel as epic as a battle sequence with 10,000 soldiers.
They can also make an epic battle sequence with 10,000 soldiers be just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Reaction to the news has been about what you'd expect from anything involving the words star and wars in the same sentence. Part of the outcry has been that this hire underlines Hollywood's lack of diversity in key creative positions.
All right. There's long been a demand for more representation behind the camera, especially for something as influential as Star Wars. Kathleen Kennedy has been taken to task in the press for not hiring more women and people of color to write and direct these movies.
However, it is important to note that while Benioff and Weiss are writing and producing these films, they won't be handling director duties. There's still a chance for talented director hire that could be diverse and inclusive. In fact, one of the internet's favorite suggestions for female Star Wars directors, Michelle McLaren, rose to prominence after her kick-ass Game of Thrones episodes.
That's just more good news for me.
Hell yeah.
There's also the question of, well, is this too much Star Wars? We're now talking about 3 separate series in the works at the same time, in addition to more likely single film spin-offs as well. All in all, that's a lot of Star Wars to digest.
Yeah, which is gonna sit well with some fans and not so well with others. It's clear that Disney has worked with a similar template before with the Marvel series, and now we're at the point where there are multiple Marvel films per year without anyone really batting an eye or complaining.
Yeah, that's true. It's not too hard to imagine that they have the same goal with Star Wars in the long run, with multiple unrelated projects releasing each year, and who knows, maybe that's what they'll shift to once the Skywalker saga is out of the picture.
And on top of all that Star Wars, Disney CEO Bob Iger dropped more Star Wars news yesterday when he announced that there is more than one Star Wars TV show in the works for Disney's upcoming Netflix-style streaming app, set to debut sometime in 2019. We're developing not just one, but a few Star Wars series for the Disney direct-to-consumer app, he said. He wouldn't divulge any details, but he did say that the level of talent on the television front is significant as well.
One thing is clear, between TV, movies, comics, and novels, we are already getting a crap ton of Star Wars content, and now we know to expect even more.
So what do you guys think about all of this Star Wars news, all the Star Wars developments? Do you want to see a dragon with boobs? Ben wants to see a dragon with boobs. Let us know in the comments.
I would love Boob Dragon. For all of your movie and gaming news, be sure to like this video, and if you're new around here, subscribe to The Know. Dragon boobs.
Welcome to The Know. I'm Mica.
I'm Ben.
We've got some massive, giant, enormous, monstrous, gargantuan, big, huge, fucking megaton news this week. The creative duo behind Star Wars news. Fuck, I just said news. I'm gonna try and think of some more synonyms.
We gotta wake up.
We gotta wake up. We're tired.
It's cold out. I just want a blanket.
Right? Same.